uber-sexual play. These are the labels that we're given, by the media. In that sense, nowadays we are uber-sexual, metrosexual. So is it a new? It is maybe the fourth, fifth, sixth gender. I'm not sure. So, how do you go about looking at that in that sense? And now it's kind of cool to get. And also nowadays, because I used to work in the media, and it's hip to unveil this kind of details, because these are details that people will look up for. But the funny thing is, once you know about this, then so what? But when you don't know about this, like for example, either you speculate whether a movie star or a singer is whether he or she is gay or not, it's exciting. But once you know the fact, like in Japan, I think some of the younger group, pop stars actually just came on and said, "Oh yeah, I'm gay. I perform." Then okay, that's it. But you will just go off after a while. You see. So again, my contention is the kind of expectation that you have, not knowing that person, whether he or she is gay or not. The kind of expectation that will drive you to do something, like in this instance, to watch a gay play. And after that, what are you getting out of it after that? That's the question that I'm throwing.
Well, you know what? You see, because it's rare to have a playwright in the house. Alfian. Alfian Saad.
I is more than 1 and 2.
I'd like to ask Alfian, do you think you still want to write more gay plays? Is that a need? Would you stop?
No, I think I addressed that whole question of the so-called suspect motives of people who watch UK. And I read your little review, Richard, where there was actually this phrase which I found quite troubling, when you give credit to the director apparently for, and I quote here, not pandering to the tastelessness of gay men. As a gay man myself, I feel rather insulted by that rather sweeping indictment of what constitutes my taste when I go down and watch a play. So I think, we tend to flagellate ourselves a lot about, gay people go and watch gay play because of titillation, or because, you want to see some bare ass on stage or whatever, right? But I think, if you just move it and you consider, okay, some people do want to watch straight plays because they are attractive actors or actresses as well, and if they strip, even better for them, So I don't think these kinds of sentiments or motives are exclusive to gay people, and I don't think we should beat ourselves up over it. Even if we have those kinds of motivations, however buried, however subconscious within play. But of course, I don't think that should be, ideally the central motive. I will continue writing your case because, the gentleman there has mentioned that gay people are not part of mainstream society, integrated. I must have missed that because I must have been on holiday or something, because I'm not sure if that really happened in Singapore. I think as long as you have 377, as long as it is something that is not yet decriminalized, then I think it still stands at the margins. Legalistically, whatever, it's still the margin. And there's so many issues, for example, that can still be explored. We're talking about things like entrapment, we're talking about things like coming out to people close to you, we're talking about the rise in religious fundamentalism, for example. And it's not just gay. That's the other thing also. There's this false dichotomy, I think, that's being made between the particular and the universal. And if you're writing about something gay, then it's something that's really a very insular, very solipsistic kind of dialogue. And you can't potentially extend it for it to encompass a lot of other things. So I always have trouble when people say, this place is too Singaporean, it's too parochial, whatever, because I think, like what Bernard Shaw has said, a man who writes about himself and his own time is a man who writes for everyone at all times. So I think sometimes we make a kind of unnecessary division between what is very parochial, very local, whatever, and what is supposed to be universal.
I'll say that people are very, very conscious. It's a very broad point in that sense that I think for me, as a theatre maker and also a reviewer, I think it's important that to gear towards, to try to understand the wider implications of having a game. When I say implications, is more like things that happen in the play, be it gay or otherwise. To actually seek out the central themes within the play, and to try to see if it could be applied to the general human condition. I think this is part of my journey, to try to understand that things are not that specific to one area anymore. Currently for me at least. Is any other people with any other comments? You want to talk about? Yeah.
I think we agree with what you said, we agree with it. First of all, as what Peter mentioned that besides reaching out to the street people, I think it's another way that those, especially for those people who really can't decide what they want to be, whether they want to be gay or want to be straight. Those that are in between, And also for games, I think you will force us for who we are, you see. But most of the time, I feel that a lot of things and plays are, I feel that there's always a sad ending to it or something. I think it should be more positive so that we can feel that we are happy or positive people, you see.
Should game maybe be melodramatic all the time, or should it be happy in that sense? So, as theatre makers, playwrights, or people who are creating plays, should there be more melodrama, or I don't know whether to respond to that.
I think he's trying to say more gay comedies.
I think it should be happier lah.
Yeah,
Happier. Yeah.
Yes.
So should it be happier, or should we see more of that? I think we do have quite a bit of happy cases as well, right?
Okay. Also, wasn't there a Taiwanese film that portrayed homosexual lifestyle as positive or
Formula
normal?
17.
Yes. Wasn't that
the one?
that
I think that one was quite happy, right?
I don't think it'll be allowed here. It's always tragic. It's always tragic. It has to always be tragic. I don't think they allow.
Yeah, come to think of it, I haven't watched a happy ending gay play in Singapore.
I have not in Singapore. Just not Singapore.
Where?
In Singapore.
It's
San Francisco.
But I think I do believe that there are many happy endings, happy endings. I think we just don't have the opportunity here in Singapore to get exposed to all these things. For me, I don't think I've got a lot of opportunities to explore these things as well.
Another question.
Okay.
So much if you have seen a happy gay presentation to you, does it make it easier for you to be happier?
I'm not saying that will make us happy, but I feel that we as people are actually not. Some of us might be depressed or negative, but I don't think it should